Let me see if I can do it. I know Emily is there. Okay,
Can
so
you
Emily's
spotlight Emily?
Can we mute everybody? Can everybody please mute? We want to
Well,
have
you know,
a nice
if somebody's
quiet
co-host, they can do that. So if you want me to be co-host, you can make me co-host, and then I can spotlight Emily.
No,
Man, your skin is like radiating. I got to tell you, the last few Zooms I've been doing with you, like you just got this glow to you. It's
We're all so jealous. We want to know your secret.
The secret is it's called Touch Up My Appearance on Zoom.
oh, you got an app for that, I see.
Yeah, well, it can't hurt, right? Definitely LifeWave and bone broth has done a lot of great things to my skin. You should have seen, I gotta find those pictures in my old computer of what my skin used to look like. You guys are gonna be blown away when you see the before and after. I just haven't found it for Misty yet because it's in my old computer. But anyway, I'll shut up now, and if you make me co-host, I'm happy to mute people and do all that stuff.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, Karen. We're excited that all of you are here. I want to thank you. Just making yourself available this afternoon to go through some more details in a comp plan. And I know no matter how long it was, if you're a veteran in the business or you're just getting started, a lot of times a compensation plan is a complex feature. And as long as I've been in the industry, I could tell you a lot of the leaders in the industry still don't know how their compensation plans actually pay them. So it can be complex or a little bit of a learning curve, but we are so honored to have, corporate. Emily has been just an angel the last couple of days, just making her time available for our teams and our groups. And, there's other teams in the company. She's got a corporate job that she's got to do and working with that. So we are truly blessed to have her here this afternoon to really go through some of the details of the comp plan and the complexities of it. And we may not get it all in one, one video presentation this afternoon, but I can tell you one thing, the commitment to streamline the process, get a better message, and over time, the message will get better and better on how we explain the compensation plan so that your newest members understand it and feel confident that they know exactly what to do, what the onboarding process looks like, and that way they can get out and get running and have success. But, I just want to congratulate, before we jump into this, congratulate all of you are doing an amazing job. I mean, typically August in our industry is a little bit of a slower month. You guys are all crushing it, doing a fantastic job. And I'm just impressed at the leadership, the quality, and just the human heart that all of you guys are bringing into this company. We attract attracts like, and we are attracting some amazing people, and it's because of all of you that are here, and of course everyone else in the company. But it also stems down from the leadership of the company. I mean, you talk about the most amazing human being that I've met in my life, David Schmidt. What a great guy. And he's attracting other corporate people that have that same resonance as he does. And we're bringing those people on the corporate team. And so, Emily, with that being said, thank you for your leadership. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time. We so appreciate every ounce of energy you give us. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the compensation plan and the understanding of that for all the new folks.
Sounds great. Thank you so much for that warm welcome. And I am just so excited to be here with all of you today. I'm kind of a little bit of a nerd when it comes to compensation plans, so I actually really like talking about them. So I just hope, though, that as we go through this, you will feel comfortable with what I'm sharing with you. It'll come across in a way that you can understand. And at the end of the presentation, we can answer some questions and things like that. So just bear with me as I present with you guys, and hopefully you'll end this training or this meeting knowing that there's a really clear path for you on how you can earn great money at LifeWave and exactly what you need to do to have the most success possible based on your goals, your desires, and where you want to go. So let me go ahead and start sharing my screen really quickly here. And we'll just hop right in on this presentation. I also want to just apologize in advance. This is a little bit rough. We have made some tweaks and things to our marketing plan in the most recent future. And so we're still building out some additional tools and resources as myself and the rest of the sales team, only being here for about 3 months, we're ramping everything up and getting things going for you. So let's just jump right in then and talk a little bit about LifeWave's compensation plan. Alrighty. Okay, so everyone wants to know, how can you earn money with LifeWave? It's a fair question. So there are a few different ways in which you can earn commissions and earn money with LifeWave. And as you can see here on the screen, we've listed out the ways in which you can do so. So you can earn money with retail profits. You can earn binary commissions. You can earn matching bonuses, product introduction bonuses, as well as diamond and platinum introduction bonuses. Now you're probably wondering what most of those are. Some of those might sound familiar, some may not. And we'll talk about what each of those things are and what it means to you and how can you leverage those bonuses for your own income as well as to help your team do the same. Let's talk a little bit about binary commissions. Now, oh my gosh, does that look scary or what? Don't worry, it's actually not as scary as you think. So with a binary plan, it's a little bit different than maybe what you've seen in other plans, like a unilevel or something like that. The nice thing about the binary is that it's actually pretty simple. You build one leg on the right and one leg on the left. So you have two teams that you work with, and it just goes straight down. And it's actually pretty simple. Like I said, it's a little different, but once you get used to it, you go, oh my gosh, this is so easy. I love this. So as you can see from this diagram here, when you get started, it's you. You build one person on the left, you build one person on the right. That's the first most important step that you have to hit, right? And then you continue to build on the right and the left as it goes down. You have your weak leg and you have your strong leg. Now, the way that you earn commissions in a binary structure is you have to have a certain amount of volume on your right team or your left team. And once you've hit those thresholds, throughout all, as you can see here, throughout all the different people that are on either side, that's when you cycle. That's what we call cycling. So when you have the right amount of volume, that's when you can cycle. So as you can see right here, when you have 660 dV on one leg, on the strong leg, and you have 330 dV on the weak leg, that allows you to cycle. And when you cycle, you earn $50. Now let's say, as you can see from this example right here, on the left leg, the strong leg, this example shows between the three people that are on the left, there's 660 dV, or 660 volume points, okay? And on the right, there's a total of 430 volume points. So in our scenario we just talked about, to cycle, you have met the requirement of 660 dV on the strong leg, and you've more than met the requirement of the 330 dV on the weak leg. So again, the volume will then be deducted as you cycle. So then your strong leg zeroes out on the volume. And on your weak leg, you also deduct the volume. So that 330 means you still have 100 dV left on that weak leg. So that will carry over to the next week. Or if you have additional volume, you can cycle through potentially that. So as you can see, the key takeaways for binary commissions is you only build and manage two teams. So it makes it a little more simple and easy to manage. You receive credit, or you can earn commissions on your everything, all the volume on your entire right and left leg, which is huge, right? So sometimes within other plans, you're only paid down certain levels. But with this particular plan, it goes infinity, all the way to the bottom of your tree, on the right or on the left. And as long as you meet the right volume requirements for each of those legs, you keep cycling, you keep cycling, you keep cycling, and you keep cycling. So as you build deep, you're just opening up more opportunities for you to cycle and earn additional income. And the really cool thing is as long as you stay active in your business, that volume stays forever. It doesn't go away. It's really, really cool. So let's say you can't cycle through all of it one week. Well, it's still there for the next time. And as you continue to build on the right and you continue to build on the left, that volume adds from week to week, and you continue to cycle and cycle and cycle. I'm sure your minds can kind of imagine the possibilities with that. And it's really, really exciting what the binary can do for you. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how binary commissions are paid out in our plan. So in most plans, you have some specific requirements that you have to meet for different ranks. And within those ranks, you have maximum amounts that you can make, right? Which is really exciting because that helps you really determine how much you get to earn, right? So it's based on your contribution. The structure of your team allows you to cycle and cycle and cycle. Okay, so building on what we just talked about, which you have the volume on your left, your volume on the right, building down, 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 cycling, 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 really exciting. Now, when you come to understand the pieces of the ranks and the qualifications with those and those maximums, that helps you understand what is the most you can make each week based on your accomplishments. So as you can see from this chart, we start out with enrollment titles all the way up through senior presidential director. So enrollment titles, those would be individuals who haven't yet reached the rank of manager or above. You can earn up to $100 a week. So that's 2 full cycles that you can earn each week. And with each rank, your earning potential goes up and up and up. Now you may say, wait, I thought you just told me that I had unlimited earning potential and I could earn. And that is very true, right? It really is true. And the cool thing about that is, again, that volume never goes away. So if you have a really, really great week and you have some volume, that doesn't go away if you don't cycle through all the volume. It carries from week to week. And as soon as you're able to cycle again, you'll earn those commissions on that volume, which is really, really exciting. So as you can see, you can earn up to $25,000 a week with this plan. And that's just this one bonus. There's other bonuses we haven't even talked about. So really, really exciting. And as you can see below, there are some specific qualifications for each rank. I won't go into those too much. We'll make sure that you have this chart available to you so you can look at some of the specifics. But really what we recommend is that everyone starts with building a structure that supports being a manager. And being a manager means that you have 2 silvers on your right and 2 silvers on your left that are active at 55 PV. That's the basis for everything in the compensation plan. And so you want to make sure that that's what you're building to when you start, and that's what you help everyone build to when they start, because it all centers from there and builds on that, both within the binary commissions like we're talking about here, as well as in our matching bonuses, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So like I said, we do have carryover volume. So if you can't cycle through it due to the limits based on rank, that goes from week to week to week, and you can cycle again and again and again. And that volume will always be available to you so you can earn lots and lots of commissions. Okay, so I mentioned matching bonus. And this is actually one of my favorite parts of our compensation plan, because honestly, this is even more than a binary, which binaries are pretty amazing for the unlimited potential. But matching is truly unlimited, right? There are no caps, there are no maximums, there's nothing like that in this plan, which is really, really exciting. So as you build your structure and bring people into the business and help them to increase their check size, your matching bonuses will go up as well, which is really, really cool. So if you're a paid as manager and above, you can earn 20 to 25% of the binary commissions of those you have personally sponsored. That's pretty cool, right? And there's no maximums on that. So the sky's the limit when it comes to that. Now, there are a few things you want to understand when it comes to the matching bonus, though. So our first level matching bonus. So first level personally sponsored, the people you personally bring into the business, right? You can earn 25% of all of their binary commission check each week, right? And for you to be eligible to do that, you need to be a paid as manager or above. And that's what we talked about a second ago. To be a manager, you need to have 2 silvers on your right and 2 silvers on your left that are active. And that opens up that matching bonus possibility for you. Now for second level, that's a 20% on the people that you personally sponsored, they're personally sponsored. So you can earn 20% on them. Now, again, you must be a paid as manager and above, which is the 2 silver on the right, 2 silver on the left to qualify. And then you need to personally cycle 6 times each week to qualify for that level. So there's some volume that's associated with that. But again, it's also, if you remember, to cycle, that's 660 BV on the strong leg and 330 BV on the weak leg, okay? So you want to be able to do that same volume 6 times, and that qualifies you for this level of bonus, okay? Now the third level bonus, third level matching is also 20%. And so these would be 3rd generation down from people that you have personally sponsored into the business, that they have been brought in, and then they have brought in. So the way that you qualify for this sounds pretty similar, right? First, you got to be a manager, which is 2 silvers on the right, 2 silvers on the left. But for the 3rd level of matching bonus, you need to have an additional silver on both on the right and on the left. Okay, so 3 on each side. Seems pretty easy to follow. So 3 on the right, 3 on the left, all of which are silver. Now within those 3 on your right and on your left, one of those distributors on both sides, so 2 total, must be earning second level matching bonus. So if you remember, we just talked about the qualifications to earn the second level matching bonus. So of those 3 on the right and on the left, 1 each side has to qualify as manager and above, and also cycle 6 times. Now the last piece would be this: for you to personally qualify for that 3rd level, you would also need to be having the volume required to cycle 10 times. Just as a reminder, that's 660 BV on the strong leg, 330 BV on the weak leg. So again, matching bonus, so exciting, so awesome. This is really, in my opinion, this is where the money really lives in the compensation plan. There's a lot of ways you can earn money, but for me, this is the one that I pay a lot of attention to. And as you're building out your structure, as you're really working towards getting your team in the right place, really keep this in mind, because it's really important that you're meeting these qualifications as you build out the structure for rank as well. Now let's talk about the next. Oh gosh, doesn't that look scary? Even more scary than the last diagram I shared with you. Just kidding. Now, product introduction bonuses are a lot of fun. I love PIBs. And the reason I like them is because I think they're a really great bonus for someone who is new in the business and for someone who is doing the right things. They continuously bring people into the business. They keep sharing the business, and they're rewarded pretty handsomely, I might say, for those efforts. Now, the really exciting thing would be this. As you can see, we have a few different enrollment kits, which also result in enrollment titles. Enrollment titles match the kits that you purchase, okay? So we have bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Now, based on wherever you are in your life and what you're doing, we often recommend that a diamond level, a diamond enrollment title is probably one of the best situations, because that allows you to earn the very most when it comes to product introduction bonuses. This is really, really exciting, because when you are a diamond and you bring in other diamonds, you can earn up to $500 for that enrollment. That's a pretty big deal. And that gives you a lot of opportunity to earn some cash really quick, really fast, right in the beginning, which I think is pretty awesome. Now, if you look at these little diagrams over here, you can kind of see how does an enrollment work, or how does an upgrade work? We haven't really talked much about upgrades yet, so I'm going to skip over that for just a second and go back to enrollments. So let's say Renata has brought someone new into the business and they've enrolled as a bronze, right? That individual, as you can see here, Kim would receive 2 sleeves as part of her bronze enrollment kit. And she pays $124.95. Now, what does that mean for Renata? That means that she earns $15 right off the bat in PIBs, and she also gets 77 BV, right? Now, we didn't talk about this, but our active status, we all know we have to stay active to earn commissions. We have 110 PV that we're trying to meet each and every month to stay active. Now, these pieces of these volumes right here don't count towards that active status for the distributor like Renata, but they certainly work towards the active status of the individual that's joining the company. So with a bronze kit at 77, you're not quite at the 110 level yet. It's important to be able to be a manager or above, but you're almost there, you're getting there. So as you can see, you earn the $15 immediately, and you also have that volume that flows into your tree. So like we talked about before, based on where this individual is placed, and whether it's the right leg or the left leg, strong or weak, this volume would help towards cycling. And again, it's just a reminder, 660 BV or 330 BV, once those are combined together, that's when you cycle and you earn $50. We like that. So another thing that we want to talk about is these PIBs. So PIBs, they're paid out for enrollments and for upgrades. So you earn those for both. So the cool thing is you can bring someone in where they feel comfortable. Let's say someone is like not totally sure, say, that's okay. Let's start you out as a bronze. And then when they're ready, when they're excited, when they realize like, oh my gosh, being a diamond is where I want to be, they can upgrade. And you as the distributor still benefits from that, and you still earn PIBs from those upgrades, no matter when that upgrade takes place. So if it happens in a week, you get those PIBs. If it happens in a year, you get those PIBs. So that's the great thing. There's not really a time limit on that. You still have the opportunity to work with people where they're at and don't have to force anyone into something that they're not comfortable with, which is something that's really, really great about these PIBs. Okay, so let me talk a little bit about the upgrades before we move on, because we just talked about the enrollment. So how the upgrade works again is you make a purchase, and that purchase would upgrade you to whatever level you want. So in the example here, if you upgrade from a bronze to a gold, that individual will get 9 sleeves and pay the company $375. Now, again, using Renata in this example, she would receive a PIB of $85. Pretty exciting. And she would get 198 BB, which would count towards her cycling. So again, that contributes to being able to earn those $50 for each of those cycling levels. Okay, now we're going to talk a little bit about some of the additional benefits to being a platinum or a diamond, okay, with an enrollment title of those. There are some definite benefits to them. As you can see down here at the bottom, under platinum and diamond, there's a little asterisk here. So typically, these bonuses are paid out to the upline. There's a certain amount that's paid to the individual who's enrolling. And then as that person progresses, then those additional funds are paid to the upline in stair steps based on their paid as rank. Now, the exciting thing is if you enroll or upgrade to a diamond level status, you get all the PIV. It goes all to you, which is really, really fun and exciting. Like I said, you can earn up to $500 when you enroll a diamond. And if you are a diamond yourself, you get to keep all of that PIB for yourself, which is really, really fun, really exciting. And like I said, that's an opportunity for you to make some fast cash. Now, this talks a little bit more about how those platinum and diamond PIBs work, okay? So if you are a typical, average, regular individual distributor without diamond status, you can anticipate to receive these type of bonuses based on whatever kit you have or when you upgrade. So as you can see here, if you have a platinum kit or you go from starter to platinum, then you as the enroller can earn $150. Pretty exciting. The next portion of that bonus, up to 200, so would go to the manager. And then up to 250 would go to the director. Now, the exciting thing, and this is what I was mentioning earlier, if you are a diamond status and you enroll someone, that full maximum $300 goes straight to you. Pretty cool. And as you can see, there's the breakdowns in these charts. Now, all of this information that we're sharing with you is listed in our compensation plan guides. And so I don't want to go too far into all the nitty-gritty details about how the upgrades work. I just want you to reference those charts, and they'll help you to kind of determine when I'm doing this, this is what I can anticipate. Here's where my rank is. So this is what I can anticipate in these bonuses. But what I can share with you is this, that when you are enrolling and upgrading individuals, it is a great way to earn fast cash. And as you increase your own status in the company, your ability to earn PIBs from your own enrollments, as well as those that you've personally sponsored, increases. Really, really exciting. Okay, so retail profits, we talked about that a little bit too. And again, these charts are very tiny. I just have them up here as a reference point, and just want to let you know that all of these charts are listed in the retail profits PDF that's specific to the compensation plan. So you can go and look and see exactly how much you can anticipate earning when you are selling LifeWave products to both retail customers as well as preferred customers. So let's talk about how you can earn these retail commissions though. So there are two ways, as you can see here, that you can earn retail profits. If you purchase as a wholesale distributor pricing, you can then sell those products to your friends, families, customers at the retail price and keep those profits for yourself. Now, in that situation, that volume would not roll into the tree, but you would still receive those immediate retail commissions from those purchases. Or retail customers and preferred customers can purchase products from your replicated LifeWave website. And those orders that go through your website automatically will earn you the appropriate retail profits as listed in the charts above. Additionally, that volume will be awarded to you as well. So really though, to help, like it says here on the slide, to help encourage customer sales, we do have all of our patches with the exception of X39 at multi-unit purchase discounts. So the more patches that an individual purchases, the better the price, which is a really nice tool to help individuals as they want to try different patches, because they all have such great benefits and great uses. Additionally, to reward you further for retail sales, any BV attributed to a retail sale is credited towards your PV. So as I mentioned earlier, the really cool thing is that when you're trying to qualify each and every month for your active status, any purchases that are made by your retail customers and your preferred customers, they count towards your PV, which is really cool. Now, you only need 110 PV if you're a manager and above to qualify for those ranks and to be considered active. So let's say you have lots of customers and you're like, gosh, well, I have more volume than I need for my personal volume requirements. So what happens to that volume? Well, as you can see from this example right here, that additional volume of over the 110 goes into your week leg at the end of the given month. So that volume, anything that overflows beyond what you need personally to qualify, then can be cycled through your week leg. Again, must meet the requirement of 660 VV and 330 VV on the other side, but that's where that volume will go. So there's almost like a double benefit there. When you have those customers, they can help you hit your own personal qualification, and then you can cycle through the additional volume, which is really awesome. Okay, so that's everything about retail profits. And again, I would encourage you to look in the compensation plan guide to see the specific retail commissions that are associated with each individual purchase. Okay, now this next little baby here is a fun little worksheet, and I think we're pretty much over time, so I'm not going to go through this with you. But what I would just encourage you to do, again, like we talked about in the beginning, is really start looking at how to build your structure. Really focus on what's required as a manager to start, and then director next, and then go on from beyond there. Again, all you have to do is build two teams, one on the right, one on the left. Start there. Start by just building it on one on the left and one on the right, and that structure will flow based on those requirements. So I hope that helped everyone a little bit understand a little bit more about the compensation plan, and I'd be happy to answer some questions now if anyone has any.
So Emily, I think Erica has a question. Thank you so much for that presentation. And I love the graphics. That's really helpful because I'm a very visual learner. So
Me too.
Yeah. So Erica says, she has a question. She said you had on one slide to make manager, you have 2 silvers on the left, 2 on the right. But in the first slide, it showed a total of 3 on each side. So she was a little confused. So I don't know if you want to go back to that slide or
yeah, let's go back to that.
But I was also eating, so.
Oh no.
Let's take a look. Maybe it was on a different.
Yeah, let me share my screen real quick here. Hang on just a second. Sorry about that. Okay, is this the slide she's referencing?
No, I think it was the one before. Is that Erica, did you want to unmute for a sec? And
no, that was it. That was that first slide that she was referring to.
Yes. So I'm sorry if this was confusing. I was just trying to show how you can cycle with this particular slide. This is just showing an example of how you could accumulate the proper volume to cycle with the 660 and the 330 and how that volume structure would work. So this isn't necessarily an example of what you would need to be a manager. This is just an example of how the volume could look for you to accumulate the proper volume for the $50 cycling. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. So to have manager status, you need 2 on each side.
Correct. Yep.
So what does that look like? So if we're looking at this particular graph where it shows 1 person on the left side, you would have to have 2.
Correct. Yep.
And where it shows 1 person on the right, you'd have to have 2 and then branch off.
Right, exactly. So again, I know it's a little bit different than like a binary in the structure and how it looks, So basically think about it in terms of personally sponsored, right? So you'll need 2 personally sponsored on your left and 2 personally sponsored on your right. And
Okay.
it doesn't really matter necessarily where they're placed in the tree. I mean, it does matter, but it's less important as to what, for the qualifications if you own that sponsorship, right? And if they're on, you do have the right amount on the right, and you do have the right amount of personally sponsored on the left. That's going to be the most important piece for you to understand. So you could place them below someone, but as long as they're still your personally sponsored, it counts in that way. Does that make sense a little bit?
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the first step. All right. I'm caught up. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries at all. And I'm sorry that that was confusing, but yes, this was really just to show how the volume could look for cycling.
Okay.
And then this chart really is to explain how to qualify for different levels, because the different levels are going to determine how much you can make a week, right? So we always recommend shooting for manager first. Again, getting 2 personally sponsored on your right and 2 personally sponsored on your left. And that's going to open up this $1,500 a week just in binary commissions, has not matching PIBs, retail commissions, or anything. That's just within the binary that will allow you to earn that amount. So it'll unlock that big chunk. So.
Great. Thank you, Erica, for that question. I'm going to mute
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah, I'm going to mute you now. One of the things I wanted to share is that, and I think you know who this is, but it was before your time, one of our leaders, not in our team necessarily, but they looked at this being a visual person, looked at this binary tree in the back office and decided to fill out the insides of the legs. So it looked really full. And then our upline said, whoa, wait a second. No. You just place people on the outside, because it's up to the other person to build their own inside or weaker leg.
Yes.
And so they started doing it right after that. So if you just, have it automatically set in your profile, build left or build right, it'll automatically put it in the right spot. So you don't want to make that mistake where you see this tree and you see these blank spots inside and start filling those, because that's actually not the right way to do it. At least, that's my understanding.
No, I'm really glad you said that, because it's very true. You want to build just straight out that way.
Yeah.
Or I should say straight down, right?
Straight down, right.
On the
And
outside.
you can definitely enroll people that way visually, if you're visual in your back office, but I often tell people just set, right or left, and then when you enroll them, it'll automatically go in the right spot. You don't have to worry about it, filling extra spots, where you didn't want them. And that comes to the next question, and by Tracy. Can you move enrollments from one leg to the other after they've been enrolled?
Can you move them after? Oh gosh, that's a very good question. We don't really typically allow movement generally once someone's been enrolled. You can give up sponsorship, but placement is a different thing, and that has to be done through customer service and can be a little bit tricky. Does require some additional authorization. So I would take Dr. Karen's advice and just set things in your back office to apply the placement as she mentioned. That would help with that specifically. But yeah, moving someone after the fact is a little bit challenging. But especially when you get going and if it's within like a short time frame right after the enrollment, you usually can make that placement change happen. But once it's been a few days or about a week, it's really, really challenging to move it. It has to happen within that same commission week. Otherwise, they'll pretty much disallow it at all. Pretty much every
Right.
situation.
Yeah. There have been some times where we've been able to, because it's within 24 hours, or somebody, sponsored someone on a Friday, then went, oh no, I thought I was doing left, and then they contacted customer service right away and they were able to make that change. And I mean, it happens to the best of us,
Sure, it does. It happens, and it's very common. And customer service is usually really good to work with you. But I just encourage you to take care of those changes as quickly as possible, and certainly within the same commission week. That's going to be really, really important.
Mm-hmm. The next question comes from Rick about points or volume flushing. Can you speak a little bit about what that is and what that means to some of our new people?
Sure. Yeah. So the one great thing about LifeWave, or I shouldn't say the one, because there's lots of great things about LifeWave, is that volume stays forever, right? It's here forever. It doesn't go away unless you fall out of activity. So it's important that you keep your account active with your monthly minimum purchase requirement of 55 PV. That's the basic active requirement. But for commission purposes, you'll want to keep your active PV level at 110. So as long as you remain active, then you won't have any issue with your volume flushing. But you will want to make sure to pay attention in the back office. I don't have a visual right now up with me, but there is a section where you can track your paid as rank. It also lets you know your active status. So it gives you a visual icon that you can look and determine if yourself or others that you personally sponsor are coming close to being inactive. But once you go inactive, it will flush those points and you'll lose all that volume. So you want to pay close attention to that.
One of the things that people may notice in their back office is that they could purchase a maintenance pack, which actually keeps their volume for X number of months. Now, here's the tricky part. If someone's looking for 110 points or volume per month, but they buy a maintenance pack for 347 or whatever that is, that gives them 55 points per month. That means they still have to make up that additional amount that month to get the 110. Is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
I just made that mistake the other day. I didn't make a mistake. I just like, oh, I'll get this one. It's a really great price, you know. And then I thought to myself, wait, I bought the wrong one. I should have bought the 600 one, not the 300 one, because I'm doing the 110.
Yeah.
But anyway, I end up.
The maintenance packs are great though, because you don't have to worry about your active status every month. So.
And also for people that travel.
Yes.
Well, I love them because some people are like, oh, half the year I'm somewhere, I'm in Hong Kong, you know, some other place. They don't want to worry about their automatic monthly shipment ending up in the neighbors or wherever it's hot in the left of the post office. So when they go, hey, I'm going away, I would like to do those, be active for the next 6 months. I'm going to buy that, you know, a package. So that $699 package, so that I'm active for the 6 month. Just put on your, you know, Emily, I don't think, at some point there were some sort of reminders, but I usually put it on my calendar to remind me when that 6 months is coming up.
Yeah, I know that there are plans to put some auto reminders that go out the month before your maintenance pack is set to expire. We should see those pretty soon. I know that the marketing team is working on some additional things like that, just to make it easier on everyone to remember things, because we all have so much going on in our lives. It's hard to keep track of everything.
Oh, that's wonderful to hear. Yeah, that could be really helpful. One of the other things we notice in the back office too is that sometimes when someone's just about ready for their auto ship, but it hasn't occurred yet, that they will be marked as inactive. So I don't know if that's true or not, but that, you know, but then, you know, some people have kind of like freaked out on their downline in the past, like, hey, and they're like, oh no, it is auto shipped. It's it's tomorrow. You know?
Right. Yeah, there is that current thing in the back office right now that we are working on actually shifting the programming, so it displays a little bit differently. So you'll notice that there are some symbols that you can look at on your paid as status, and that it's that middle section of the back office when you go log in, and you can see all the tools that help you know what's going on in your business. But yes, there's a little icon that will represent whether or not you're active, whether or not you're almost inactive, whether or not you are inactive. And to Dr. Karen's point, right now what will happen is the week that you're still technically active, but you'll go inactive, it shows you as inactive, which is a little bit frustrating and scary, and your points disappear, and so you're like, oh my goodness. So just know that's something that's going to be fixed in the very near future, because we know that causes a lot of confusion and frustration and worry, and we don't want that to be part of your experience. So
okay, that's great. That's great to know. Thank you for that clarification. Yeah. And so Peggy says, so just to clarify, the 660 and 330 totals can be created from you know, well, she said 1 or 9 or 15 or whatever number of people. I think, well, you definitely need more than 1, because you need at least 1 on each side. So 2 or more people. Is that correct?
Yeah, but yes, it can be a combination of anybody. So it's basically any of the volume added together on your left or your right, and add it all up together, and that's when you begin to cycle. So it'll just cycle whenever you reach those quantities, the 660 and the 330, and it will cycle and then deduct the volume out. Cycle, deduct the volume out. And then anything that's left that can't be cycled because of, you know, your paid as rank, or because you don't have enough volume left to cycle, will go to the next
Oh, this is starting. Okay, thank you.
Oh, Sherry, sorry.
There you
looking at
go.
you.
I have a question about personal volume. Does our personal volume count towards the cycling volume?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry, it cut out for me.
Does our personal 110 volume count towards a cycling volume?
I do not believe so, no.
Some companies do, some companies don't. So that's why I was asking.
Well, I think that, you know, we talked about that spillover earlier. So say you bought, so you have 110 points you're going for, but you bought so much that month that you have 275 points, then the extra goes to your weaker leg.
Yes.
So in that way, that would add to your 330 or 660 or whatever.
Yeah, I understand that part.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Dr. Karen. I appreciate your help with this on me. You know, I'm still new, so I'm still learning this too.
You're doing great. You're doing great. I mean, I'm just having the visuals is really helpful. I think one time, you know, in the past they had like an animated video of the compensation plan, which is really helpful for, again, those visual people.
Oh, yes.
I get that. And so I was like, it takes so much work for me to make those though. I don't have time right now to make one of those.
No,
But,
we're in the process of working on that on our site too. So.
Oh, that'd be great. Here's a question from, let's see, Dawn. Please explain how to effectively change the left-right selection to effectively maximize earnings. Oh, that's in your settings, Dawn, in your back office. So if you hover, when you log in, you hover up there and with your name, there's a little thing that says settings, change settings. And then when you scroll down, it'll say build right, build left, or I think strong leg outside. So that's where you can change it. And Emily, I think some people get kind of anxious about, did I do it right? You know, did I put the person in the right spot? And I mean, Jim and I have talked about this in the past, and some people are like, should I put my friends together, or should I put like two strong people, one on each side? And my answer has been, well, it depends, because and I think it's okay to assume this, that, okay, we've got this person and that person's going to stick forever. And the person over here is going to say, and you know what, that's just not reality. Even the best network on the planet do not have everyone stick. You know, I mean, even big marketers that they've put, I mean, stuff happens. They have a baby, you know, they jump to another company, things happen. So I think at the beginning, you don't have to be too, personally speaking, maybe Jim can answer from his point of view. I don't think you have to be so anxious, like you have to put like this specific person on this side or else, you know, like, because eventually like people come and go, and that's just network marketing. I mean, probably most of you already know that. So you just want to make sure that, you know, if you sponsor 20 people as diamonds, you don't want all 20 on one leg. You know, that's pretty much what Jerry.
I think it's always good to try and balance it. You know, I think it's a good strategy. I think that's smart of you, how you're recommending that, because there's no perfect way to do it. And to your point, things happen, things change, life changes. And so you have to be flexible, but just try your very best, you know, and build balance. And that's most important.
Mm-hmm. Let's see here. Anna, you private messaging me, so I'm not sure if you want to say that, or
what was that, my dear?
Anna, did you want to unmute and ask your question?
Sure. I had a question. Well, I have two. I'm super imbalanced on one side. I have just a ton on my strong leg, and it's just my aversion to compensation plans and my abundance thing or whatever it is. Anyway, I just didn't study it, so I didn't know. And so I'm literally like maybe the 100,000 now on one side, and it's laughable and a little sad. So is there a quickest fix for that is one of my questions. And then my other is, I wanted to say, so I've had to move people before. If they're on your strong leg, and even if it's within an hour, if somebody comes under that person, they won't move them. But if there isn't anybody under that person, I think you have 72 hours or 3 business days.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying that, because I knew there was some kind of rule as far as that goes. I know there's sometimes a little flexibility, but yes, that sounds right to me, the 72 hours. the customer service team will kill me for not remembering that perfectly. So thank you for clarifying that.
Anna? I don't know that one either. So
And I'm sorry,
you have a great.
I do have a comment about,
Hector, did you have a question?
I do have a comment.
Okay,
Go ahead.
I worked in the past fixing implosions on binaries. Okay, I'm a consultant. I work in the industry for 12 years. And one of the key factors we found out that any implosion on any problems in the binaries in the long term is the placement properly of the 12 disciples. That's how we call it, the fix. That means usually any multi-level marketer professional will recruit between 12 to 25 people in the first year and up to 54 to 100 if he's a high producer. Those are about 10 to 12% of the total producers that we have in any company at any given time. But within the 12 to 20, we ask every single one of the distributors that are recruiting new people to balance their people on a 2x2, to concentrate on the first two, to help them get the first two to get activated so they can get their business going and teach exactly the same basic principle. And then do the same thing and amplify it up to 12 disciples. Once they reach 12, to concentrate on the weakest one, weakest side, because the system will balance itself off if you follow that simple step. 2x2, and then 12 disciples, 6 on one side, 6 on the other. And you concentrate in the minor one or the weakest one. Many people concentrate on their own business, and we do that because we're selfish. We're human beings, okay? We like to earn, we like to win, we like to be on the top of the business. But in MLM, the more you take care of your people, the more rewards you get at the end in the long term. That's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry I interrupt you. I've been watching all your presentation. It's fabulous. Very simple, very rewarding, and I love it.
Yeah, if I could
thanks
add
for
to
that
that.
insight, Hector. That was great.
Yes, thank you very much. If I could add to that, Anna, just focus now on building to your right now. That's where your energy should go.
Okay.
And focus on that leg. And what you'll see is in a binary, it's going to go from left to right. You're going to see one leg takes off a little quicker, the other one, like kind of what you're experiencing. That's very normal. That's normal in the level. It's normal to break away, but it's a really positive problem. So just start putting more energy onto your right leg, and then you'll see. You keep tap rooting down, you're going to hit somebody that's a hot molecule and just drive that leg.
Thank you for not pointing and laughing. Appreciate it. I also,
Well, my husband has over 600,000 on his leg, so 100,000 nothing. It's like, I like getting $50 every month for not having to do anything. Okay, anyway, so I think Lacey had a question. Lacey, did you want to unmute and ask your question?
Hi, thank you. I think while I was typing it, you might have spoke to it already, but I was just curious, the clarity around receiving commission checks, and we have to keep, it looks like there's like 55 or 110 along with the 990 split between 330 and 660. So I don't know, I think you might have already cleared that up, but.
No, it's okay. Are you wanting to know what the active requirement is?
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, if I want to receive checks, like all my checks, depending on whatever level I'm at, like, what do I need to make sure I'm doing besides having 990 volume? Because I'm like, what? I just want to make sure I'm making my checks along the way and doing my due diligence to start.
Totally, and that's a great question. To stay active and keep your points, it's 55 PV, right? But if you want to maximize and earn the most that you can based on your structure and the volume and all the good work that you're doing, you'll need to do 110. That's important. And again, that 110 can come from your own purchases, but also the purchases of your customers.
And if I could dovetail off that, Emily, one of the things is that when you're looking at the 660 and 990, that's not personal volume that you're always doing, because as you see, you can only build a left and right team. Those that are flowing into your team from your uplines, people above you, that volume counts towards your binary to cycle, right? So let's say you got your left and your right, you've got some volume going on, but you have some of your upline just enrolled some people, that drops some volume down onto your left. That helps you qualify, or helps you cycle in the binary. So it's just not on your own personal sales. That's why it's a beautiful thing. So hopefully I clarify that a little bit as well.
Really, really good point to bring up. That's great. It's the truth. That's why the binary is beautiful, right?
Thank you so much.
Oh, sorry, Lacey. Yeah, thank you for that. How and when do we get paid? How does that work?
Oh, also a really good question. So we pay every single week, but the commissions take 2 weeks to process. So once you get through that initial first 2 weeks and you start getting your check, you'll get a check every single week. But our commission weeks, they run from Monday through Sunday, and then they pay 2 weeks following. Now, in order to receive commissions, you have to set up a cash card within the system. And it's a little bit tricky, and sometimes it takes a few steps to go through the process of getting set up. But once you're set up, it's real simple, real easy. We do have a document in the back office, or if you go to LifeWave successlibrary.com, there's a document that will walk you step by step through all of the process that's required to set up your cash card. So I really recommend looking at that sheet because it'll tell you exactly what you need to do to be fully set up so you can earn commissions easily and be able to have access to everything that you're earning right away.
Great, thank you. And when Wendy asks, the back office isn't accepting Canadian social insurance numbers. Are they necessary for payouts?
Oh, I don't know the answer to that question. I will have to find out and get back to you on that because I was not aware that it wasn't accepting those. I do think it is required, but I'll find out for sure from our accountant.
It might be, it's Wendy, it might be in the payout card you're talking about.
What might be in the payout card where it's not accepting the number?
That might be where it asks. The payout card that you just said we all have to do before we can get paid, that might be where we put our social insurance number in.
Yes.
It wouldn't take it with the enrollment.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's correct.
One of the main things that's happening that it's not obvious, it will take your social security numbers, you have to put in dashes, not spaces, not anything else. Just add the dashes and it takes it.
Yeah, that's not working for Canadian either, Rita. I tried all those options.
Good to know. Yeah, I do. My Canadian ones, I'm trying to think of what they did. I think when they were getting their commissions and they were putting in their, their passports or licenses or whatever it was, I think a customer service helped them with that. So I'm not really sure exactly how they did that. But again, thanks, Emily, for looking that up for us.
Yeah, we'll find out. We'll find out and get back to you guys on that. No problem.
Okay, great. And Tracy, did you want to unmute? Because I'm not quite sure what your question means.
Sure, I'm happy to. So in the website, on the dashboard in the back office, where you go to see your commission, your rank advancement, etc., there is a panel that says real-time qualifications, and it gives. Right now, I signed up, just joined you all coming over from Univera on the 17th. And it's giving me data the 17th to the 23rd that I'm currently active. So my question is relating, so am I no longer active after the 23rd? Am I still active? Is there?
Oh no, you'll still be active.
The date that they're, the date that their range they're giving here mean?
Let's see here.
Well, one thing that can happen, guys, to set up our monthly convenience plan is a little different with LifeWave than we are used to. So I don't know this, it's a possibility that some of us have not yet set up our monthly convenience plan. And maybe that has something to do with giving us a date how long we're active. So just so you know, and we will do a debrief after this meeting with our team to fill in more of the blanks. Emily, I have been sending people to the LifeWave Success Library to go to a back office basics. And on back office basics, page 6 is a beautiful explanation how to set up the convenience plan, the 110 PV. And I apologize that I have not been able to help everybody with that, but it's been a bit of a whirlwind and we're trying to catch up. But I wonder if that could have something to do with the active status.
Yeah, that may have something to do with it. I'm a little concerned about the display as well. So.
Yeah, I think what it is it's just displaying the last week. You were active that week, right? And the next week you're still active, but
Yes, that's
Doesn't mean that you
correct,
won't
Karen.
be active.
That's correct.
Yeah, it'll keep you active for a month when you enroll.
Okay.
And then you're going to have to make sure that you stay active at the right level every month. So setting up your monthly subscription order will help with that. Or if you purchase a maintenance pack, like Dr. Karen was talking about, it can make it really easy so you don't have to worry about that as much. But yes, you will be active for a full month with your enrollment kit.
Okay, and I had another question in the queue, and it was, is there no direct deposit? Do you have to have this cash card?
Yes, you have to have a cash card. That's the only way that we pay commissions at LifeWave. So the nice thing is, sorry, what was that?
Let me clarify that real quick. You do have a few options on that. So what happens is when you enroll, everything goes through the portal of LifeWave Cash Card. So you can get the cash card and use that. It works just like a credit card or an ATM card, okay, or just like that. The other option is when you log into the LifeWave Cash Card portal, it gives you other options in which you can do. One, you can directly transfer it right to your bank account, i.e. direct deposit, basically. Number two, you can transfer it to PayPal, which is awesome. And then you can go in your PayPal account, send the money wherever you want to go. Or you can go in there and set up your savings account with LifeWave Cash Card and direct some money to go to your checking, some money to go to your savings account, or some money to go to PayPal. So you've got the flexibility at your fingertips at what works best for you. I like just to transfer directly to the bank account. I've had the cash card for a while there, but when I got my new cash card, I went back to just basically the direct deposit platform. So you do have some options there that works best for you. And so just want to clarify that.
No, I appreciate that, Jim. I was going to say that you have to have a pay portal account to receive commissions, but to your point, there are a lot of options of how you can use those commissions, receive those commissions, transfer those commissions once you have that account set up.
Thank you.
It does take a little bit of time to get that cash card.
It does.
If somebody would like to have the cash card, I applied for it. I've gone shopping with it several times already. It works beautifully. I've tested it, but it took a little bit of time to receive it.
It does take a little bit of time. It really does. And we do encourage everyone to really become familiar with the process of getting your pay portal set up, your cash card set up, that account, so that you're not delayed once you've started to receive enough commissions that you're wanting to use those. So
I know a while back we didn't have that card option, and I don't even have one. It just goes into my bank account when it hits a threshold. But people cannot get the commissions and just pay for the next patches with it. And so we have a card, you can actually do that.
And that's something that's coming. That's something that we're working on programming right now, so you can apply commissions directly to purchases in the future as well. So,
ooh, that would be nice. I know we're coming up to the hour. Anna, I think, had some enrollment questions, and then if anybody else has any quick questions, you can put it in the chat.
Yeah, I had two quick questions. If I upgrade to Diamond, will I still receive the Diamond level rewards, even though I'm not qualified as a manager right at this moment?
Well, when you upgrade to Diamond, that makes you eligible for the max level of PIBs that you can earn for 14 weeks. So there's definitely a benefit, especially if you're really motivated and bringing people in. That's a huge benefit because it really it increases the amount of income that you can earn through those PIBs. So yeah, it doesn't really necessarily impact your binary commissions or your matching bonuses, but for the PIB purposes, it's a big deal. So
okay.
And Anna, I was just doing a little bit of math for yourself. If you take what you have on that leg, that's 100,000 points that are banked there, okay, which is obviously a positive problem. If you focus your energy on that your opposite leg, you're sitting on 303 worth of cycles there.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so if you do the math at 50 times 303, there's a lot of money that's there banked for it. We just have to catch up on the opposite leg there and make that happen.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
We're at the top of the hour, and I know it's a little just 1 minute after 4 o'clock, and I just want to be respectful of everybody's time. You're going to have probably some more questions regarding the compensation plan, reach out to your upline support team that is there. That's what we're here for. And if we don't have the answers, we can always call corporate, or we'll bug Emily, we'll bend her ear a little bit and, get those questions. But honestly, this is a great team. I am so blessed to work with each and every one of you. Dr. Karen, thank you for all your support and your help, and Gretchen and Renata and all of you guys. Don't mean to miss any names out there, because you guys all play an intricate part of the growth and success of the team, and growing this company and doing it with ethics and integrity. So thank you all for being here. Emily, thank you for your time, all the time you've given us today, and we really appreciate you. So everyone, have a safe and fantastic weekend. Bless you all, and we will see you on the next Zoom.
Bye. Take care. Bye. Thanks,
Thank you so
Emily.
much, guys. Just so
Thanks,
our team
Renata.
knows, we have a debrief session set up. I already texted out the Zoom. So we're hopping on to the next Zoom, because I know since our people are so new that we have more questions, see if we can clarify some more.